Sports Skeeter page, our channel rather. Sting returning to Wrestle Undertaker. I don't know about that now. Come on now, leave that alone now. That's 10, 15 years ago. Okay, leave that alone. Leave that alone. You best to just leave that alone. That's not happening now. Leave that alone. Matter of fact, Sting is older than the Taker, isn't he? Yeah, let that go.
You remember the time when he whispered something into the ear of Bray Wyatt?
Yes.
So now the Wyatt 6 is around, and maybe there's something that's ticking him off about the Wyatt 6, where he might want to get involved in a cinematic match.
The Wrestling Time Machine.
Undertaker. Here's a surprise. We've talked about this recently, and I thought, Undertaker was perfectly happy where he was now. Well, maybe not. Undertaker was recently on Logan Paul's podcast and created a little bit of a stir when he admitted he's looking for one more match. But he also recognized that his physical limits and the fans' expectations could be a problem, and he said that even though he could technically still do a match, he doesn't want to become a parody of himself, but he's still open to that one more match. Bill, do you think that we might see at some point Undertaker versus Sting?
No.
Isn't that
No. Sting will not. No. Nope. Sting will not come back to wrestle. What I think is going to happen, I think he's totally loyal to WWE. Period. At the end. For one last ride, I could see him somehow getting upset. But you remember the time when he whispered something into the ear of Bray Wyatt?
Yes,
I remember that.
Now the Wyatt 6 is around, and maybe there's something that's ticking him off about the Wyatt 6, where he might want to get involved in a cinematic match or a very quick kill in the ring with a tombstone and a pin, just to teach someone in the Wyatt 6 a lesson. They can tie this into that whole spring with that whispering of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
That's what I could see if he wanted to do it one last ride.
Teddy, what do you think? One last ride? Who should
be? Well, I kind of see that, you know what I mean? And like Bill, we alluded to him whispering in Bray Wyatt's ear, and finally when that does happen, now he says, this is what I said to Bray Wyatt. You know what I mean? So, I like I said, Taker's healed up pretty good, he's looking good, he stays in good shape, man, so I believe that he could pull it off.
There's somebody else in WWE, or that used to be in WWE.
Well, Matt,
yes, sir.
It never gets out of their system. And Teddy will.
No. Yeah, I'm fully aware of that. Yeah.
I have, and you too, of course. But even when they rise to the top, when it's done, and you're not hearing the cheers weekly, of Raw and SmackDown or AEW, you're not out there. It's that craving you have to be out there and enjoying that again.
And he has mentioned that too, Bill. He said that sitting in the back and watching the guys work, he has to leave after a while because he feels like he needs to be providing the same thing. He needs to be walking out that curtain. Yeah. So he has to leave early because that feeling kind of overtakes him. He's like, I got to get out of here.
Okay. He's thinking about getting back in. Now, don't let it get to you. Oh, Taker, leave it alone now. And then oh, man. Well, we're going to argue this for 100 years. The streak shouldn't went anywhere. When they do have the museum, they show all the pictures, big plaques or pictures of the streak. That shouldn't have went nowhere. Probably going to have all his gear in the museum back from the 1990 Taker. Yeah. They don't need it. It's almost like, I don't think it's the same thing because Rocky was younger. Okay, Rocky 3. Mick said, "You think you got one more good one left, don't you?" Yeah, he had it left, and only reason he lost the first time because of the man's manager being gone. But yeah, keep coming back. That's enough now. Boy.
He does. He does. He takes this serious, man. I'm telling you.
Yes. Bobby Lashley, who was with WWE and recently has been let go, he was commenting on his time in WWE, and he simply said he had no connection with Triple H, only Vince McMahon. Teddy, how much of a difference is there between Triple H and Vince McMahon to deal with?
Well, Triple H is his own man, and Vince is his own man. So, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean. Vince is, was still the boss, but Triple H, has power too. So I don't understand what he's talking about there. There's no such thing as having a relationship with one guy and have a relationship with another guy. Both of these guys are the boss. Okay, so what are you trying to say that
maybe he gets along better than one or the other, because Triple H is a wrestler turned one of the bosses. I mean, Vince McMahon was in the ring, but Vince McMahon wasn't a wrestler. But yeah, he just it ain't working.
And go to this guy and he'll save me, or this. I really don't understand what he's talking about.
Do you think maybe that Vince was more of a proponent for Bobby Lashley and Triple H just wasn't, and that's the only difference with that Vince saw something?
That's the only thing I can see is maybe Vince, liked what he was doing, and maybe it didn't do what Triple H didn't go, didn't bother him. He didn't like it, so I don't know.
Bill, you want to say something?
Unquestionably, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
so what I want to say is, again, like Teddy said, they're different bosses. Vince McMahon had a vision of Bobby Lashley. Now that Vince is no longer with the company and Triple H is in charge of that end of it, he doesn't have the same vision for Bobby Lashley. I'm sure his relationship with Vince was friendly. He knew that Vince had him in his eye. And I think with Triple H, it was probably friendly, but maybe Bobby just didn't feel that that warmth that he felt from Vince. And Bobby has come out now, from what I've seen in the news, saying that he's going to move on and take a pro boxing match in the near future. This is what I've seen. Yeah, and Bobby Lashley looks like $1 million.
Always
the way he came out with the suit and tie, and even the turtleneck, and even the way that he looked in the ring physically without the suit and everything, what a great role model for any company. People always say, well, maybe he should have gone to AEW. I don't know if that's where his heart is at this time. I'm going to try and...
They're overloaded as it is now.
And see if I can find this out. But, yeah, you know this. You've worked for other companies, and you know this boss over here, they love me. That other boss,
yeah.
We'll get that anyway.
And that's about any business you go to, any type of work you're in. There's going to be one that likes you and one that doesn't. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't. Trust me.
I'm right here, perfect example. Yes. It's like me, but Laurinaitis hated my guts.
Yep, because he didn't want to see you succeed, whereas Vince did. That's the difference between the two.
Check out Brain Buster, the daily quiz that tests your WWE knowledge with winning streaks, stats, and more. It's time to see if you're up for the challenge.
Okay, they didn't say nothing about Sting wrestling the Taker. I watched this video for 7 minutes, which, like I said, that's not happening no way. Unless, or did he say something about it? Cause my head is so, like I said, trying to make all these videos tired, and the webcam acting up again. Oh, it is the webcam. It looked like. Because it's going blurry again, and it's brightening up only because I turn up this brightness thing. Yeah, so I do gotta get a new webcam. But anyway, Sting and the Taker, that's not happening. Now, the Taker returning himself He probably will, but he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. Even though it's one match every couple of whatever, he doesn't need it. Like I said in another video, me and my buddy was not an argument, but talking back and forth about Stone Cold when he hung it up real early, and he's right. Like I say it again, you don't want to see this man in the wheelchair walking with the stick. You know? So yeah, it's rough. Like one of the years ago, one of the bushwhackers came out there walking with the stick with the hurt legs. That is rough from wrestling. This man wants to be able to walk on his own. Have to be walking with the stick now, walking with the cane. So yeah, let that oh boy, you're laughing because it's not funny, because it's crazy how they love to keep coming back. They can't help it, because we see like with Hogan and Flair at that time coming back to You Can't Hardly Walk No More. And you see Flair done got up there, and Hogan can hardly walk with the bad back, and it's rough. I know he even said himself that back be killing him. So the leg drops and get slammed all over the mat. What is it? 9-10 back surgeries. But yeah, that's enough now. Taker, you don't want to see this man in the chair or nothing. Yeah, just let that be.